Well, a very good afternoon and welcome back to the final block on day 2 of competition at the Jeju Grand-Prix. Good afternoon, David.
Good afternoon, Sheldon.
How was your lunch?
How's my lunch? Well, I spared you the kimchi breath. I'm going to hold out for dinner as far as my kimchi ration for today.
I missed dinner last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got back at about 9:30 and they put a close to the buffet, so I missed it. I wasn't well anyway, so it didn't really matter. I had a cup of hot soup. That was enough for me. Right, we're in the process of having the fighters come in, but before we do that, we're hearing the IJF theme music in the background, and then we'll get underway. Let's take a look at some of the upcoming contests. So we're going to start in the under 63 kilo category. We've got 2 bronze medal contests, the first of which features Alice Schlesinger of Great Britain. She's up against Anneke van Emden of the Netherlands. I don't know if you've had a chance to see either Schlesinger or van Emden today.
Saw Van Emden a little bit. I'd give the nod to her. It's funny, if you look at the 3 matches, this could be an EGA Championships. We've got one Mongolian in there, otherwise it's all Europeans.
Yeah, the Europeans didn't have a great day of it yesterday. It looks a little bit better for them today. They feature in all of the finals, don't they? And as you say, in the under 63 kilo category, it's an all-European final. It's not the first time that these two are going to go head-to-head either. That's Clarisse Agbenienou of France and Edwige Gwend of Italy. And after a little bit of heroics yesterday from Grande Fabio, we might see, we're definitely going to see a medal from the Italians in the shape of Edwige Gwend today. We just don't know whether it's going to be gold or silver. Have you seen these two today then, Agbenienou or Gwend?
Yeah, we've seen Agbenienou. I haven't seen the spectacular big Uranage Agbenienou yet.
Yeah.
But that could be to come. The thing is when you're fighting somebody who I'm sure she's fought Gwend a number of times, they may know each other a bit too much. So we'll have to see. We'll
look up that head-to-head for you before that contest gets underway. So we've spoken about the under 63 kilo category final, Agbenienou and Gwend. Let's have a quick look at the under 73 kilo category. That's Dirk van Tichelt of Belgium. He's up against An Chang Rim, the former junior world champion and senior world bronze medalist. What are your thoughts there? Have you seen either of those today?
Well, I haven't. The thing is both of these guys really earned their ticket in the finals. Van Tichelt taking out Urojov, who was really in form today, looked fantastic today.
Number 1 seed.
And then on taking out Mugushkov.
One of the most dangerous in the category, yeah.
Exactly. So these guys, I would have picked neither one of them. Well, maybe I would have get ahead to An, but I could have seen a final with their opponents in the semifinals easily. So, like I said, it should be a good battle between the two. I would definitely give the nod to An.
Okay, Van Tichelt and An. What about in the under 70 kilo category? We've got Kim. Is it Kim Seong? Yeah, Kim Seong-yeon.
Yes.
And Sally Conway. Kim of Korea and Conway of Great Britain.
Yeah, I think Kim she fought a harder opponent in her semifinals against Maciek, who seemed to be in form today.
Maciek knocked out the number 1 seed as well.
That's right.
Vargas.
For Conway, she knocked out the one who was kind of the person who was knocking off all the rest of the underdogs. She took out Marzog, and she took out
and Huang Yesul.
Yes. So Huang was taken out by Conway, and Conway, but she also took out Boulder, and that's also a big name.
Yeah.
So Conway's definitely earned her way in too.
Okay, and then in the last of the finals, we've got Hassan Karl Musayev of Russia. He's up against Sato Saide. Sato Saide of Japan. Did you find out anything about Sato? Or
I was trying to hunt down Suzuki Keiji, and I was not successful. I did talk to someone from the Japanese contingent, and I said, we've looked at all of the results. We can't figure out how he got the pick. And they said, well, he was okay as a junior. I have no idea where they picked this guy.
He looks good in the club.
Well, let's put it this way. Bottom line is he's in the finals, so he's a good pick.
Yeah.
So somebody had a premonition about this guy, and he was part of the junior world team that won the gold medal. So maybe they saw something in those competitions that just hasn't turned up in the individuals until now.
Okay. Well, we're about to get underway. There's only one mat. It's mat 2. That's where we're going now. We're going to see the opening contest in the final block. That's between Alice Schlesinger of Great Britain and Anneke van Emden of the Netherlands. It's Schlesinger in white and van Emden in blue.
And Van Emden goes in for the first attempt there. Kind of gets swallowed up by Schlesinger. Schlesinger getting a good deep grip there.
How do you get there half a minute later? Your trousers are undone.
This is the third or fourth judoka we saw today where their trousers, the cinch there has come undone.
Yeah, I mean, that sort of normally 2 or 3 minutes into the contest maybe, but half a minute. Anyway.
In my own case, it's hitting the bathroom before your match and perhaps not tying it up. You're thinking about other things, what you'd like to do, how you're going to do your match.
Alice's husband up there in the crowd watching on. Coaches, they had a big wedding in Israel not that long ago. I didn't get an invite.
No comment.
I didn't. I'm going to have a word with her after this. I promised to the last time. I was going to say, hey, where was my invite?
Got lost in the mail.
No score yet. 2:20 odd left to go. And Emden likes to trap that left sleeve and then turn in right-sided. Schlesinger well aware of that.
Turns in on her own there.
It's a bit of a wall that she hit there, wasn't there?
It just seemed like she was in slow motion the way she turned in. She's got to do some work with some feints or something to loosen up those arms. So you're looking, she had the belt there, looking to draw Van Emden on her hip.
That was a nice effort. The initial movement from Schlesinger was to avoid the look that Van Emden showed about the Seoinage. So that meant that she was back on her heels. And she was immediately attacking to the rear. I don't think there was enough there to give up a score because she just sat down on her backside.
What was it? She went for a Seoinage and then switched to Koji, right?
Yeah, yeah. So this was the block. But see, it's and we got it from the other side there.
Yeah.
But if you look at the if you look at that again, and they did give Yuko. We didn't see the whole of the.
We didn't see the
body.
bottom yet when it first made the contact.
We'll get another look at that, I'm sure, but.
And then it goes to the well again.
Well, it was right in front of Kate Howie, the British coach, and she only shook her head once or twice. Now she's normally fairly.
That's a big move. That should earn Yuko at least.
I was going to say that's going to sort that out.
Yep. Looks like kata hajime. There's no ha in the back there, so.
Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing to brace it against.
You don't have the wing. Yeah. Yes.
Well, it's a good comeback. Yeah, a good comeback from Schlesinger having gone the Yuko down.
Well, we saw earlier her with his belt grip, and this time she got a better launch, if you will.
It's nice when you see the fighter with the feet in the right place and the hips going all the way through. Nice bend at the knees, a good lift. You know, she had a lot of things right there.
Well stymied there by Van Enden.
There's going to be 20 odd seconds of blocking here now.
Yep, there's no shooters on the board, so Schlesinger can ride this one home. And it looks like Van Enden is letting her.
Yeah, it's what to do. I mean, if you're Van Enden, you've only got one thing that you can do, and that's attempt to throw your opponent. You've run out of time, and you can't wait for Schlesinger and look to counter, which is what she did on the two occasions that she did have a chance to do something. But in between, you've really got to try and make something happen yourself. So, Schlesinger went over once. That was for Yuko. Van Enden went over once. That was for Zari, and it's Alice Schlesinger who takes the first of the bronze medals in the under 63 kilo category.
There you go. That was the Schlesinger's big Wazadi there. A couple angles. Good series. Clearly more than Yuko.
This is the better one, I think.
Kind of like the previous one.
No, I mean for just the effort that Schlesinger puts into it. That's the best look. For the landing, you really want to be on the other side, and that was the previous one you mentioned. Yeah, we got the second of the bronze medal contests coming up now, and this one features Sendayush Serenadmid of Mongolia. Opponent is Ekaterina Valkova of Russia. It's Sendayush in white, Valkova in blue. You see who the Mongolians send out as coach. John Yong-chun of Korea as the referee. One of the nicest referees on the circuit. Here comes Batulga as coach. He's also a very good referee, by the way.
So if he disputes a call, you know something might be amiss.
Well, he did yesterday, and they ignored him completely. It was hilarious. I mean, here was, IJFA referee in the coach's chair, vigorously complaining on behalf of his athlete, and he was totally ignored. I suppose that happens sometimes. Nice
Nice.
effort with the Yoko Tomoe. She scores Wazari as well. It was sharp, neat, and Sendai couldn't get off. It went onto her back. Gave up Wazari.
Yeah, you see how open Sendai was that. Nice execution, good 90 degrees there.
She moves. The movement that was quick was her movement off her back, off her own back. Oh, I'll tell you what, that's it. That's done.
That's another one, Yoko Tomoe is a hard throw to get an ippon out of. I think Wazari is probably the best you can score out here with that, just because of the diagonal nature of it. You can't really plant someone.
Yeah. But she was moving so quickly off her own back, onto her opponent. They waved the score off completely. I said it was no score. I'm sure we'll see that in the replay.
So Sendai gets another life.
There's another stab at it, but nowhere near as effective.
Well, perhaps Sendai was a little bit wary of it this time.
Just backing off that little bit more, yeah. Once bitten.
Twice shy. The thing is it's not a bad response to when Sendai gets a very aggressive stance, right? And she comes forward. But at the same time, even though it's way early, it is a time killer. You throw that down there, you draw the person near Waza, you kind of hold on, and you chew up the clock.
2:20 odd left to go. My advice after that third effort from Falco is not to try it again.
Show something else.
Because you scored Wazari the first time round. You didn't get close the second time round, and the third time you almost got caught in Nevaza. So, I think I might give it a miss now, because quite clearly Sendai has got that covered.
Well, I think Volkova's pretty confident in her Newaza, We'll see how she does in this little exchange. This is a good Newaza matchup, I think, between Sendai and Volkova.
Bronze medalist at the World Championships in 1989. Batul, that was the first time that I saw him. And he's gone on to become coach and referee since then.
The complete judoka.
Runs a nice club just outside of Ulaanbaatar. Oh, nice Kosatagaki there. Didn't quite come up with the finish, but it had Volkova twisting and turning in an effort to avoid going over for the score. Minute 27 now.
Sendai was all over her.
Not looking quite the same now, is she?
No.
Sendai hasn't managed to put a score on the board, but there's certainly a great deal of pressure coming here.
No, and she's going to get Yuko better there.
Well, I think Wazari, I'd have left it for a little bit longer and given Wazari. Yeah.
From Volkova's expression there, I thought
thought
perhaps
the shimmy was
should,
it, yeah.
I thought the choke was on.
Yeah, so did I.
Certainly had that bug-eyed look, right?
No, the prices have to be. You have to pay that price now with the two penalties, because Wazari it was that went on the board. I would have just waited a little bit longer, or I'm sure he would have liked to have waited a little bit longer now, and then given Wazari instead of the Yuko. But I just don't feel as though it was the technique was completed fully. He'd had a chance to think about it before he gave a score. Completion of technique, score given. Completion of technique, think about it, give a score.
Meantime, I like the way it didn't really work out, but Sendai was stacking up Volkova there and could have flipped around the other side for Kamishiho.
All that hard work, the initial smacking over of the opponent that brought her Wazari, and I tell you, she's still lucky not to get caught on the ground.
Well, she almost did, like I said in the previous sequence, when Sendayush stacked her up.
It's not happening now, is it?
Nope.
I mean, Sendayush got caught once. That was it. And from that point on, after Sendayush got caught, it was all downhill for Falkova. It was 4 minutes of downhill. Unfortunate for Ekaterina Valkova because she looked so nice. That first initial, Yoko Tomoenagi.
Looks
Began to
very disappointing.
to unravel.
Valkova. Yeah. Well, sometimes it's almost unlucky to get a big score so early, because what do? Do you continue fighting? Do you defend it? You're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place, which is a weird thing to say when you're ahead in the fight by such a large margin.
Sendayush Serenadmed comes out the winner there. We'll have the final coming up next.
Valkova was almost fortunate not to find herself the bottom Newaza, because it looked like Sendayush was coming over the top to get Tate Shiho.
The final of the under 63 kilo category. Clarisse Agbegninu of France faces Edwige Gwend of Italy. It'll be Agbegninu in white and Gwend in blue. 6-0. Oh, painful head to head there.
It would appear that Agbegninu has Gwen's number.
That's quite a number. Everardo Garcia of Mexico was the referee in the middle for this one. Labi Benbu Daoud and Dario Romano, the respective coaches. Is this the time when Gwend manages to crack that duck? Six and 0.
Trying to see where I last saw this final. Was it in Paris? Maybe last year?
A daunting task, whatever it is.
Maybe not in the final, but I think I saw this pairing in Paris last year. And obviously with the 6-0 record, we know who came out on top in that contest.
Yeah, that's a good one, isn't it? When you get something like that, Who won when they met in X place? Well, it doesn't matter. She's won
Exactly.
6. Right, we'll have a look and see when last they met. Grand Prix in Zagreb in May, and then the World Championships in Chelyabinsk.
That's where I saw
That's
them.
where you remember seeing them in the quarterfinal at the World Championships in Chelyabinsk. Every fight's gone by Ippon except one.
And if I was going to put my money on it, I'd say the majority of those would be Uranage.
Years they've been battling away against each other.
Just like that.
Yeah. I think you can see from the coach's reaction as well that it's something that he's disappointed to see his fighter get caught with, because it's quite clearly something that they've spoken about. And he held his hands out as much as saying, come on, you know, how many times have we spoken about this? Well, luckily she gets her elbows down and doesn't give up the score. If he wasn't far away, Begninu from picking up a score. Little over 2 minutes. First time they fought in a final, though, David.
All right, then. Well, maybe with everything on the line, Gwyn can take it up a notch. So far, we haven't seen much of an attack from her. Just got to be such a strong mental game when you've got an opponent like this and you just can't seem to get over on them. A little more active there, Gwyn did.
And picks up a single Shido.
I think she stepped out. Just the one Shido separating the two of them as we approach a minute left in the match. Segberenu sort of driving there for an Osoto. That was the first kind of flop we saw seen from Agberenu. Now she's just going to keep working on the ground. As time clicks off, trying to keep making things look positive. Just luring Gwyn right into her plan with 1 second left. That Shido's going to hold. This is the kind of contest you see when you've got someone who you fought so much, you know so well.
It was 1 versus 2 as well. No, it wasn't. It was Van Emden who'd come in here as the number 2 seed. Gwyn was the number 3. So we've seen the top 4 seeds. Begninu, Van Emden, Gwyn and Schlesinger all in these final matches. Yeah. Begninu takes the gold medal. Advija Gwyn silver. All 4 of the protagonists there, the 2 coaches and the 2 fighters, you know, go out together. That's nice. Well, they know each other well enough, don't they? Right, we come to the first of the bronze medal matches in the under 73 kilo category. Seong-hee Chae of Korea faces Musa Magushkov of Russia. It'll be Chae in the white judogi and Magushkov in blue, and the referee in the middle for this one is Iona Abiuk of Romania.
Bronze medalist at last year's World Championship, Musa Magushkov. And in white for Korea, fighting for the first time for the bronze medal at Grand-Prix Jeju.
So the first of our two local folk. In this weight category. Right away, Che goes to work.
And that was the second one on the other side.
Yeah. So.
A bit of a boy. Trying to wake Magushkov up after a 2.5 hour break. He must have thought Magushkov had been off to have a sleep. And he'd catch him, on the back end of having had too long a rest. Lucky for Magushkov, he'd woken up.
And sure enough, the crowd asked for Wazadi, and they get it.
Yep.
This time they didn't ask for Yuko. So now it's Che's back to the wall. See if he can answer.
Ooh! I wonder if there was enough there for him to claim control.
They're going to have to look at that one, I think. Nope.
It may end up being a really good decision because what you've got is Che attempting a technique, Magushkov attempting a technique, and no fighter in real control over it. Will they have had another look? What are they going to decide now? Well, the Korean looked as though he may have had the better of the chances of scoring. No, that's it. It was Magushkov who was deemed to have had the better control on the way down. And they will show that in the replay. So Magushkov it is who comes out the winner.
I guess he had gotten that coachy there and kept
Yeah.
driving it.
See, right at the end, does it look to you as...
It looks like the tide is turning, but he never really gets
Yeah.
it going. There it looks like it's going to be a counter, but Magushkov, as they're coming down,
Yeah.
is able to actually turn the momentum the other way.
So in the end, his back is on the mat as a result of Magushkov putting his back there as opposed to him throwing himself there, because he never gets there fully, because when he does get there, by the time he does get there, Magushkov has got control of him. Okay.
That's right.
Sami Chuchi of Belgium now faces Rustam Orozhov of Azerbaijan. It'll be Chuchi in the white judogi and Orozhov in blue. I'm going to get that booklet with the wording about all that sort of stuff.
Chuchi's shown some good stuff today, but it's Orozhov that's really been impressive for me.
They're both very stylish judoka, so it should make for a nice matchup.
build-wise, they're pretty similar as well. Kind of long, lean.
Orozhov is one of those fighters who I'm sure, once he's finished at 73, will very quickly be up at 81. He's got the frame for it, you know. He could quite easily carry that kind of
Extra
weight.
weight, yeah. That's what I'm saying. He looks pretty lean. But it looks like it's Chuchi who gets the first score here, the
Yeah.
Yuko.
See, whether he'll stay competing is another matter. It could be that he'll have his whole fighting career at 73 and then end up, you know, ballooning as some of the fighters do, unfortunately, when they no longer take control of their weight.
Well, I think also metabolism slows down.
Trying to spin him onto that Uchimata. And after that, he had 2 or 3 other little stabs at various things, Ojigari and an Osotagari, but there's the score for Yuko. That's the lead with 2.5 minutes left to go.
Still waiting for Orozhov to show us his stuff that we've seen earlier. He's having problems settling into a rhythm. I think he can't quite get the grip he wants. Have a look at it there for a second. We've got the Yuko piece, but she's got the 2 Shidos right now. That's what's sort of dragging him down.
There was a desperation in Orozhov's judo prior to him picking up that Yuko. Since then, he's been a lot more settled.
Yeah, but a peace of mind now, right? Still got to do some work. But he knows he's got a Shido he can give. Still be on top. And there's a Shido, I think.
Yeah, Orozhov will pick up his first penalty, and with only 9 seconds to go, he's not really going to be bothered, is he? You know, Chuchi, up until he gave up the Yuko, up until Orozhov scored, was looking good.
Yep.
Oh well, Chuchi loses out. Rustam Orozhov salvages something from his visit to Jeju, where he came in as the #1 seed. He's managed to finish on the podium, but it'll be a bronze medal for him and a 5th place finish for Sami Chuchi, which is not an entirely disappointing finish, to be honest.
And the bronze medals in blue for Azerbaijan, Rustam Orjo.
All right, and that's going to bring up our
This is number 7th medal for Rustam
final
Orjo.
here in under 73. Von Tichlik of Belgium versus An Grim of Korea. Sean Grin's been on Sheldon's radar since this morning.
I think you would have been on all the fighters' radar as well.
Well, certainly you called him this morning.
Yeah, I called one in a positive light. That's An Chang-rim to feature as the winning gold medal winner for Korea, and one in a slightly not so positive light by saying that Hwang Yesol was not going to win. Right, Dave van Tichelt of Belgium faces An Chang-rim of Korea. It's Van Tichelt of Belgium in the white judogi, An of Korea in blue. Anne has won the only meeting between this pair. Magushkov, Chain, Sun and Esposito were the wins for Anne. Orozhov, Del Popolo, Regis and Saraiva were the wins for Van Tichelt. In the middle for this one, Vladimir Nitka. Have a look at Van Tichelt with Robert Kravchik and Anne with Song Dainam.
I think I meet everybody in the bathroom of this place. Van Chekhov was washing blood out of his white judo gi about an hour ago. And now it is already.
It is, yeah.
I guess there's just one men's room in this place, so athletes, judges, referees, coaches,
Meet
announcers. Van Tichik trying to drag on into Newaza, probably the best shot he's got. On dives in there for Koichi. That should be for Ippon. Wow. That was quick.
You know, did you see his face at the end of it? It wasn't in celebration.
It was mission accomplished.
It was relief.
You know, with the pressure, I'm sure it was there.
Absolutely. It was
Yeah,
like
they even see, right? Just
Yeah.
like,
relief. Oh, that's job done.
It's interesting. He wasn't like really stretched out for this Koichi. He was sort of like a coiled spring, if you will. And didn't have to totally uncoil to catch.
Yeah.
But that you saw the drive
Yeah.
square with both arms. That was where it made the Ippon.
whilst we're waiting for the awarding ceremony for the women in the under 63 kilo category, I'll tell you about something that we may try to do tomorrow. It'll be a unique photograph. If we can photograph 5 Olympic champions tomorrow. We've got the under 90 kilo category, the under 100 kilo category, the under 78 kilo category, the plus 78 kilo category, and why did I leave out the plus 100? So, I mean, that lineup would include Teddy Riner and Idalis Ortiz, Tagir Bulaev, Kayla Harrison, and one other person would be missing. And the under 90 kilo category winner would not be on the mat because he's now a coach. That would be Song Dae-nam of South Korea. But they're all here. Let's go down to the far end of the competition hall and have a look at the awarding ceremony for the under 63 kilo category.
Did you happen to mention Iliadis?
Even if he is, he's not Olympic champion. The under 90 kilo category champion is Song Dae-nam.
Oh, current.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I
mean, well, we might have a room full of them, all the Koreans who've won Olympic medals.
Fair enough.
Right, the bronze medal winners were Tsendayush Serenadmid of Mongolia, Alice Schlesinger of Great Britain. The silver medal winner was Edwida Gwen of Italy, and the gold medal went to Clarisse Begnanou of France. Yeah, I should have said a sort of unique list of current gold medal winners who were competing, and then just apart from Song Dae-nam, who will be here, but he'll be in the coach's chair. Perfectly possible that they could be on the mat. No, they couldn't all be on the mat at the same time.
Only 3 mats.
We've only got 3 mats. We could have 4 out there, but we could only have 3 on the mat and 1 in the coach's chair. So it could be Sung Dae-nam, Teddy, Idalis, and Tagir, but you'd have 1 missing. But that'd be quite a thing, wouldn't it?
Would indeed.
And now the national anthem of France. Two of the 4 weight categories completed, and one of the awarding ceremonies we got 3 more to bring you in. 2 more categories. The next one is going to be the under 70 kilo category. The first of the bronze medal matches features the number 1 seed Laura Vargas-Koch of Germany. She's up against Hwang Yesul of Korea. It'll be Vargas-Koch in the white judogi, Hwang in blue. Brawn versus power. Is that no?
Usually it's brains versus brawn.
Sorry. So that was I thought, what was going on there? Brawn versus brain.
There we go.
You can work out which one you like. You can choose. That way I'm not going to upset anyone. Nice, neat haircut from Laura, isn't it? Look, short and sharp, and Hwang Yesul.
Vargas Koch is just not even moving. She's not even challenged by that position by Huang. Huang picks up a penalty. Yeah, she drives a little bit better there. Got to be careful on the mats. It would really be incredibly disappointing for her to lose a second match in a row through Newaza, especially the way that went last time with Conway.
See what the referee's going to do here.
I'd say one to each.
Well, Huang has at least on 2 or 3 occasions in that stalemate attempted to break out of it and do something, whilst Vargas Koch is playing the waiting game, looking for the opening that she creates by blocking. So she closes down Huang. They both get shut out. And then Huang makes an attempt to break out because she realizes this is, looking ugly here. I could get penalized. And that's when
Vargas bounces,
looks to strike. So
now that's one apiece.
That's why she gets the penalty there. Needs to open up a little bit more. Make something happen.
That looked a little better with that Osoto attempt there.
And not wait for Huang to make a mistake.
Huang definitely appears to be the aggressor. I can see what you're saying. Vargas Koch is sort of just waiting a moment. She doesn't feel that she can get power by Huang, so she's just waiting for Huang to make a mistake.
Exactly.
Little hint of who you think the brawn is in this battle.
Fairly clear now because the brains is spent. He's got. He spent her energy and there's a minute and a half left to go.
Here goes Huang, falls behind now.
You got a bit better in the gripping here than this. Right, so here's someone else who hasn't been able to work it out yet, and she shouldn't have waited to get to the mat to find out what Laura Vargas Koch had to offer. She had to be doing her homework.
Nah, she's pretty much smothered by this Yoko Shiho.
Yeah.
And invariably, this, to me, always seems to be the picture of the way Vargas Koch ends her matches. She's got good, solid newaza.
Well, she's a strong fighter. She does what she does very, very well. She put an immense amount of pressure on Huang, so much so that she was the one who felt that she had to make something happen, to do something. And every time she did, she was in danger of getting caught. That's the tactic that Laura very effectively brings to her contests, where she isn't able to get in close and then, bang you over. If she gets blocked out, she's okay, you're strong enough to block me out, keep blocking, and then, we'll see who comes off best. Well, Laura Vargas Koch did on this occasion.
As you said earlier, I think these two matches back-to-back, Conway and Vargas Koch, just shows that Wang needs a little bit more time to get back
Yes.
into
Yeah.
fitness level, mentally and physically, for this level of judo.
If we think of Huang Yesil one more gear up, then you know you've got a real fight in your hands.
Oh, we saw in the early matches, but when you start to get to the high, toward the finals and the semifinals, and then you're going to fight tougher fighters, and finally your limitations are going to be exposed, or your weaknesses.
Coming up next, Linda Boulder of Israel faces Barbara Matic of Croatia. It's Boulder in the white judogi, Matic in blue. Mashbat Bukbat of Mongolia is the referee in the middle for this one, and I think we're going to see the kind of competitor that Huang Yesil could be when we see the final with a teammate, Kim Seong-yeon. That's the level that you're looking at, because she really is quite a fighter. Kim Seong-yeon. She faces Sally Conway in the final. That's up after this contest between Boulder and Matic. Boulder in the white judogi, Matic in blue, and here's David McFall.
In terms of abilities, I like this match. I just hope that they don't know each other so well that it turns into something that's a bit of a slow grinder. But right away, we're seeing Boulder go to work here, trying to get the newaza going. And really, really nice transition there. Almost made it. Got the turn. She's going to go work on this again. She's got the arm. She has the leg. She had the one shot at it. You saw Magic. She had the belt grip there. She had to do something right away. Shot of the Israeli team right there. Oh, and right there, Magic came in quickly. Magic got the wazeati, but Boulder almost worked her into Jujikatame there. We'll see now, down by wazeati. Boulder can come back. Still that big wazeati on the board right there. Under 14 left.
Wazeati the lead. And Boulder with a bit of work to do now. Right arm goes around the hip, but Matic able to come up with an attack that just allows her to fall onto her face and break up any chance of Boulder coming up with a stronger attack. Getting in there quicker.
That Wazahati is standing out big right there for Magic. She could afford a few of those Shidos.
You know, it's not the most attractive way, but it's a method that's working for Matic to make sure that once Boulder gets a hold, Matic puts in an attack. If she ends up picking up a penalty for a false attack, so be it. But she's not going to wait until and there wasn't one. It was just, you know, a drop. But she knows that she can afford to burn, you know, even another Shido, which she may do before the end.
Well, you know, this Wazahati came in very early in the match, and you figure that basically Boulder has a chance up to about 45 seconds left. Then the tactician strategy is going to come in, especially the last 30 seconds. So she probably had a good minute and a half to make something happen, and she didn't. And no shame to Boulder. Look at Magic is a quality opponent.
So that bronze medal goes to Barbara Matic of Croatia. We'll have a look at the highlights of that, and then we'll be back with the second of the bronze medal matches.
You mean the final?
Oh, beg your pardon, yeah. Looking at the bronze medal matches, a match to come.
Looking forward to the 81s, are you?
Yeah.
Big boys. Big boys for today, anyway.
It is the final of the under 70 kilo category now. Kim Seong-yeon of Korea faces Sally Conway of Great Britain. It's Kim in the white judogi, Conway in blue. Paris Kliss and Matic were Kim's opponents. Vincent Drault of France is the referee in the middle for this one, and one of the biggest cheers in the crowd for the Korean Kim comes from Kim Jun-di, yesterday's gold medalist, her namesake, looking to emulate it today in the under 70 kilo category. Conway standing in the way of that.
Ooh. That looked a little dangerous, a little dodgy there. Kim kind of wrestles Conway to the ground. Conway immediately gets a defensive position for Newaza. It's not going to score. Got to use a technique to get him to the ground. You can't just bulldog him like that. Conway had a good position on
Watch out
Kim's
for the
arm right
turnover,
there.
Yeah.
Just has problems converting it here. This looks pretty good.
Just
Tie up
leg
the
now,
top upper
yeah.
body there before you get the leg. She's working. All right, upper body's almost tied up. It's going to difficult to get that leg out from that position. It's too
Yeah.
deep. It's not just getting past the knee. She's got the second ankle there.
Oh,
She's working on Juji Katame as well. Korean fans are screaming for Mate. They're going to get it. That was a close one.
Kim just got out of that, didn't she?
There's a golden opportunity right there for Conway. I think Conway smells blood with Kim on the mat. She feels that she can beat Kim on the mat there, and she is really trying to work that way. And I think there's going to be a penalty coming out here to Kim. Not necessarily for Newaza, but how she got there. A big Seanagi attempt there by Kim. Conway able to avoid that, but more importantly, getting a dominant position here in Newaza. Korean fans desperate.
Oh, hang on a second. No, missed the top. Yeah, now missed it. Well, she's had a good few opportunities on the ground here.
You can see it. She really does know what she's doing here, and
Yes.
it's just a matter of, given the time and everybody given the
Yeah.
time and the placement, but you could see that she's making opportunities, and that's the key. Every time Kim goes down, Conway says, this is my time to work time off the clock and perhaps work something out in Osai Komi.
Not going to have enough time. Yeah, everything was going in the right direction. There just was insufficient enough time, I'm afraid.
Tachiwaza-wise, Kim had the better attacks, but once it got to the ground, it was Conway's game all the way.
Doesn't look entirely, disappointed with the result. I think she's aware that, under other circumstances, that she. I thought the Shido had gone against Conway,
No, I didn't think so. I think some of the actions Kim did, I think she had a false attack prior to one of those Newaza battles. And then after that, her Tachiwaza is actually better on Kim's part. But it's a little too late. They had a good opportunity right there for Juji Katame. Didn't quite get that out.
tonight's medal awarding ceremony for men under 73 kilograms.
She's got a bit of the ears of an Awaza person too, Miss Conway.
Right, we've got the awarding ceremony in the under 73 kilo category. The bronze medals go to Rustam Orozhov of Azerbaijan and Musa Magushkov of Russia. Silver medal goes to De Antichelt of Belgium. And the gold medal goes to An Chang-rim of Korea. And now the national anthem of Korea. Orozhov and Magushkov were the bronze medalists. Van Tichelt took the silver medal and Anne the gold. We'll have the medal matches in the under 81 kilo category next. The first of these features Owen Livesey of Great Britain. He's up against Lee Sung-ho of Korea. It'll be Livesey in the white judogi and Lee in blue.
Well, already a good day for British Judo, with Conway getting that gold medal. See if Lizzie can back that up. It's going to be a tall order against Lee here.
I haven't seen this particular version of Lee before.
This flavor.
Round ranked way down. They're at 209 on the IGF World Ranking list. Lives a little bit higher up at 37.
Oh, that was a nice second effort there. Keeping for the Sanagi, came out of it and then drove with his legs. Really good work there by Lee. Livesey picks up Ashido. He goes in again with Sanagi. That is dropping his Sanagi, just flying in there.
You'll pay for it one day.
He certainly will. Oh, there we go. Bang. We've seen some really good Sanagi today from the Koreans. Livesey just never got things going. Never saw a really strong attack from him in this match.
Lee Sung-ho takes the first of the bronze medal matches in the under 81 kilo category. A fifth place finish for Owen Livesey of Great Britain, being thrown there for Ippon. Second of the bronze medal matches features Joachim Bottio of Belgium. He's up against Roman Mostopoulos of Greece. It'll be Bottio in the white judogi and Mostopoulos in blue.
Bodio still showing that head wrap that he had in his match with, I believe it was with Limo. And he's behind by one Shido. Big look like maybe a Haraigoshi attempt there by Mostopoulos. Sort of slipped, I think his hand slipped out. Oh, a good opportunity there. Mostopoulos looking just a little sharper right now than Botier. Oh, and this time it's Botier who drives down there like a coach. He got it there and just kept driving and got himself a Wazadi on the board. It was a Cole Solto. The tempo of this match has totally changed. Botia taking up all the slack here. Mostopoulos, that was a little better there, going for Uchimata, but didn't really have any pulling the sleeve on to creating Kazushi. Botia looking loose. As we get to the minute mark, Mostopoulos is going to fall into that trap. He can Botia can afford to give away at least 2 Shido right now as he works. Well, actually, it's Mostopoulos who was working on some Newaza. Botia, as they reverse, is eager to switch in, and all of a sudden, looks like Mostopoulos has got Botia in. Osai Komi is solid. Yoko Shiho. Yuko's on there. See if he can hold on for Wazadi. He does. And now he could finish out the match here. And just like that, 14 seconds left on the clock. Mostopoulos basically steals this match from Botero. He had it in the bag there with the Wazari.
Heartbreak for Joachim Botero, as David says, he was inside the last half minute when he got caught on the ground. That Yoko Shiogatami from Roman Mostopoulos, strong enough to finish off the Belgian, and you can see with 14 seconds left on the clock.
Well, just like when we saw that in that, what was it, the quarterfinal? The Conway Huang match. That was the quarterfinal where Huang was in control, and then she let Conway get the better of her on the ground there. And in that case, Conway get away with the Juji Katame. But this was a much less time, so it seemed to be not a bad strategy for Botero to stay on the ground there. But that did not work out the way he wanted it to. That was it right there. That turnover. And you could see that Mostopoulos had to switch his arm position around a couple times. Almost lost it, but able to just hold on.
We come now to the final of the under 81 kilo category. Hasan Kalmuzayev of Russia faces Sato Seidai of Japan. It's Kalmuzayev in white and Sato in blue.
Sato could continue his bit of a Cinderella story here if he can steal one from the Russian.
Sławomir Koinacki of Poland is the referee in the middle, and this would be a huge steal. Kalmuzayev is the number 1 seed here, and the unseeded and unfancied Sato. And relatively unknown. I don't know what else I can do to describe his being slightly, the outsider, underdog.
Underdog is an understatement almost for me.
Rank outsider.
The best we could get from my Japanese insider was, well, he was a good junior level team player. Obviously, Inoue Kosei and Suzuki Keiji and team saw something more in this guy. We'll see now as he reaches his toughest test. Suzuki Keiji out of the black leather jacket and into the suit jacket. And right there, he's got a good move. Already challenging Kalmuzayev.
Well, he's had a long day, and the reason that he's had a long day is that 1, it's a big category, and 2, he didn't have the protection of a first round bye, not being one of the top seeds. And his first contest actually was against Hussein Rahimli of Azerbaijan. He put him out. He then defeated Ungvari Attila of Hungary, then Wang Ki-chun of Korea. Then we just saw Joachim Botero. And then in the semi-final, another Korean, Lee Sung-ho.
Well, we said probably you had to beat 2 Koreans to get out here. And he's up by Yuko against Kalmuzayev.
Long, hard day for Sato to this point.
He's had a few squeakers in those matches too. A couple of he just won by Shido.
Yeah, he snuck past Bottio on the back of Bottio picking up 2 penalties. Same with Wang Ki-chun. And the same with Ongvari. So 3 of his contests have been...
Right now, he's in the driver's seat.
Actually, 4 of his 5 contests have been scoreless.
That is not exactly characteristic of Japanese judo, but he's going to work here. This is another really good attack.
He's done some serious scraping. He's just always found a way to win. He's gone the distance.
I think he's showing better judo in this final than we've seen in the previous matches.
He got 2 scores on the board. Kalmuzaev has picked up the single Shido. He's yet to work Sato out.
Well, he hasn't done much because he hasn't had really a solid attack yet.
No one, apart from the referees, has been on the mat longer than he has today.
Yeah, because for all those Wibachis, he had to be there for the entire contest.
Exactly. And one of them was golden score that went 7 minutes.
Oh.
So... There you go. Oh, he may have... Well, here's the odd thing. He may have snuck past several of his opponents, but he came to the final, he fought the number 1 seed, and he banged him over for Ippon. What can you say?
Oh, my.
You
That's
know?
all you can say. Well, I believe this is the definition of a dark horse, if you will. An underdog.
I mean, did he even have a world ranking? What a turn up for the book there. His first gold medal at a Grand Prix. I think Georgie can actually say his first Grand Prix.
Well, definitely his first senior level competition.
He's a bit of a revelation, wasn't he?
He's been under 21s and a junior guy.
I can't believe it. Just, there wasn't the suggestion earlier on that he could come up with that kind of performance, especially against Kalmuzaev in the final of a Grand Prix.
We didn't see that judo in the leading up. We just could have sneaking by all these different decently ranked folk. A Shido here, a Shido there.
I mean, he doesn't register on the IJF ranking list. He's got no points.
Well, he's got a few now.
He certainly has. Right, we've got the awarding ceremony in the under 70 kilo category, and the bronze medals go to Barbara Matic of Croatia and to Laura Vargas-Koch of Germany. Silver medal goes to Kim Seong-yeon of Korea. And the gold medal goes to Sally Conway of Great Britain. Well, I was lining up Kalmuzaev for the player of the day. That's not going to happen now, is it? Having just got smashed by Sato. The alternative then. And Tickelt got done, so that's your 2 men out there. It's Conway or Agbegnenu, and Conway has had 3 out of 4 Ippons. You gotta go with Sally Conway.
There she is.
Now the national anthem of Great Britain. We should get some nice shots from there, shouldn't we?
Should.
Beaming smile from Sally Conway.
Was the biggest smile as Kichu yesterday. She had a nice smile too.
It's not a bad podium, is it? We've got one more awarding ceremony to bring you. It's the men in the under 81 kilo category. Hang on for that, and then we'll have a wrap up. But in the meantime, here's some highlights from the day's judo. Right, we come to the awarding ceremony in the under 81 kilo category now. Here are the medal winners all lined up, ready to receive their medals. Right, the bronze medals go to Lee Sung-ho of Korea and Roman Mostopoulos of Greece. The silver medalist was Hassan Kalmuzaev of Russia, and the gold medal goes to Sato Seidai of Japan. That was the medal lineup. And now the national anthem of Japan. Right. That brings us to the close for day 2 of competition here in Jeju. David, your thoughts on today?
I can honestly say I've never been so surprised to hear the Japanese national anthem as I have for the under 81 kilogram finals.
He was a bit of a surprise
pretty
package,
much.
wasn't he?
I'm shell shocked. I
Yeah.
really. I was surprised that he made the final, let alone the way he won the final.
Yeah, I mean, he really did give Hassan Kalmuzev a spanking, didn't he? Threw him beautifully for Ippon, and that was after we were, I was slightly deriding his having, sneaked a few, 3 in actual fact, by not having scored at all, only on the back of Shido's. And then he comes up with an absolutely beautiful technique against one of the technically most adept fighters in the weight category.
You know, at the beginning of the day, you asked me, so how do you pronounce this guy's name?
Yeah,
Sato
it's
Seidai. Well,
Seidai.
perhaps we'll remember that name in
I'll
the
tell you
future,
what.
Sato Seidai.
And if we don't, Hassan Kalmuzev will.
Absolutely.
That's for sure.
Absolutely.
Anyone else apart from that then?
On looked solid in
Yeah.
73. He looked
And
great all
Rim.
day. Agbeninu, I don't think she had to do much work against Wend. And Conway, great job on the tatami. Really good job.
All right, we look forward to your company tomorrow on the final day of competition. We'll have all the heavyweights, the big men and women will be on tomorrow. We'll be back at 10 o'clock, but from everyone here in the broadcast studio in Jeju, David McFall and myself, it's bye-bye for now.
Take care, folks.